welcome everybody to the next to last race of the regular season here. We're at Homestead-Miami Speedway for race 25 of the Snickers Cup Series, getting ready for the running of the Ford Ecoboost 400. Seth Cole being joined by McKinley Man 93, aka Michael Norman, for this race. Michael, thanks for joining me.
No, it's always fun being up here. I think that if I ever retire from a driver, I might come up here and do the commentator's booth. Man, this is a fun job. But I'm doing triple duty today. Not only am I a driver and a co-commentator, but I'm also waving the flags.
Oh, so he's multitasking today.
Oh yeah.
Alright, on the pole for this race, actually, the front row, or two drivers actually fell outside of the top 10 in points in recent weeks. Danny Wells, 16th in points, and Jacob Lawler, 14th at points. What do you think? Starting up front here, is that going to be something that drivers that are trying to work their way back into chase contention that they're going to have to do, or would you prefer, as a driver, being somewhere different in this field?
Well, up front is where you want to is basically where you want to start, especially if you have that good of a race car. Now, I've seen from the past two races here that the high line works for trucks, the low line works for Mobile One. Now, the key points to the race for me today will be that inside line. The inside line, I believe, most likely will be the place to go. The outside line, you can possibly get a run and maybe keep a spot, but I personally believe as the race goes on, that inside line is going to be the place to go. And for these two drivers starting on the front, it's going to be one heck of a race for them.
And keep in mind, too, our truck race and mobile race, they were run under the lights at night. We're here during the day now, so the track conditions are probably going to be slightly different as well.
Yep, night and day. At night, cars run faster, and probably the racetrack's a lot slicker during the day. It's a little bit slower and probably has more grip.
Taking a look here at the front of the field here, the entire first three rows on the outside are comprised of Michael Waltrip Racing cars, Lawler, Roke, and Jake Cole. Michael Waltrip Racing has been denied a trip to victory lane with all five of its drivers so far this year. What do you think? Can Michael Waltrip Racing finally break out here today?
And it's always nice to see Michael Waltrip Racing cars, Michael Waltrip himself, since he'll run in the team, it'd be nice to see him go to victory lane more as an owner than a driver, really. But other than that, yeah, these Michael Waltrip Racing cars, they've been strong, and it'd be nice to see maybe one of them in victory lane, if not all three of them in different races.
Of course, we're going to be keeping an eye on the drivers that are currently inside the top 10 in points, and just to give a little bit of an example of just how close the points have really compiled up here, closing in on the end of the regular season. The top 9 in points, from points leader James McLeod down to 9th in points Mary Cole, there's only 28 points separating them, so today we may see a lot of shifting of positions in the point standings with whatever might take place here today at Homestead.
Oh yeah, definitely. It could be all big shakeup.
So we're going to get ready to get these cars rolling off. They complete a couple pace laps. Aaron Williams Jr., our winner from last week, who moved himself up to 12th in points. He's starting inside the top 10 there in the Pepsi Twist Chevrolet. So we'll keep an eye on him as well. We'll also be watching all the drivers inside the top 10 in points. As here is your starting lineup for today's Ford EcoBoost 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Getting ready to go under the green flag. Field getting ready to come out of turn number 4. As mentioned, Danny Wells, Jacob Lawler on the front row. Trent Whitney trying to just get this miserable season over with, maybe pick up another win or two. George Roke, who's actually worked his way up to 25th in points after the dismal luck he's had lately. He's going to line up in 4th place. And Derek Reed, who's been coming on strong lately, 19th in points. He's up here in 5th. As the green flag is out, they're going to head to turn 1. Let's see which line's going to be the preferred line into turn 1. It's like Danny Wells is going to clear Jacob Lawler for the lead, and now he's starting to get away, and they're going to go 3 wide, about 3 rows back. Is this wise to do it this early?
Well, you got to get every spot in position you can.
Derek Reed going to go to 2nd place. He's actually been putting together some really good runs lately. He is a former winner this season. He's got 2 career Snickers Cup Series victories. Oh, and the caution's out already. That didn't take long.
Oh, man.
So Danny Wells, he'll lead us under our first yellow and see who was involved. Oh, Jake Rogers for BK Racing. He's had a dismal season, too. He's 36th in points, involved in yet another incident today. Oh, it was the 2 teammates. Austin Ogo in the 83 also involved. Oh, and we got more drivers. Oh, my goodness. Jeffrey Buckeye, Zach
Oh, man.
Kimball.
Teammates, I wonder what happened.
I don't know. We got Henley on pit road, as well as Rohit Vidarvo. And Henley, the defending Snickers Cup Series champ, comes in 6th in the point standings.
That's definitely not going to help him.
There's Barney Ward also on pit road. He is 3rd in points. Oh, and the points leader, James McLeod, was in it too.
Wow, this was a big incident that it was off screen here. Man, I don't know what happened.
Maybe some damage to Mary Cole and Ralph Mason too, but 3 drivers came in inside the top 6 in points, are involved here and on pit road. Looks like Henley and Buckeye, they're going to be able to continue. I'm trying to see if we can get a good camera angle here of McLeod. Oh man, that car is pretty badly bent up on both the front and rear. Points leader may not be the points leader after today's. Hayden Klein's also coming down pit road. Let's see if they're going to make pit stops this time. I doubt it. Nope, they're not going to make pit stops this early, so we'll step aside. Take a look at a replay of what put us under the yellow for the first time today. 3 drivers inside the top 6 involved. Take a look here, and this incident's going to start with the points leader, James McLeod. Let's see what happens here. I think Tim Walsh may get into the back of him. He's in the back of Hayden Klein. And, oh, yeah, 56 just kind of pushed him in the corner, and McLeod got really loose.
Oh, yeah, that's just a little shoving out of the way, like, get out of my way.
And then they went 4 wide, almost 5 wide there. And they're really close behind him, too. Austin Ogo and Mary Cole. And I have a feeling they're all just going to come here into turn number 2. And there's not nearly as much room on the front and back straightaways there is in the turns. And yep, right there, you see Mary Cole gets into her own teammate, McLeod. Ogo's going to go up into the 51 as well, and it's just on from there.
It's just pretty much nowhere for her to go. She's just racing and holding her line as much as she could.
Barney Ward involved there. Here comes a lot more drivers into the picture. Dylan Poteet, I think he slowed up in time, but Ralph Mason's in it. Campbell, wow, Zach Campbell just got forced into the back of Ralph Mason. There's another car there. I can't tell who it is. I think that may be Richard Johnson, and Rohit Vidarva's upside down. And there's John Cittadino. So wait a minute. We got Poteet, Cittadino, Henley, James McLeod, and Barney Ward. That is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in the top 7 involved in this incident.
Man, that's a pretty huge wreck for these guys, especially for those that are high in points right now.
And this could, with the chase coming so close, this could definitely open the door up to some drivers who are trying to get inside the top 10 in points.
Hey, oh yeah, especially, you got Aaron Williams Jr., Cole Daly, Richard Johnson, the 11th, 12th, and 13th looking out the outside.
Boy, this is definitely going to change the entire face of the top 10 possibly today, as we've had an incident here on the very first lap taking out a lot of the top contenders atop the standings. Let's go back for the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. No drivers made any pit stops, at least none of the lead cars here. So we are going to go back to green flag racing with the top 10 looking like this. Danny Wells, the leader. Second is Derek Reed. Third place is Trent Whitney. Fourth place, Callum Wales. And Kyle Sosnowski is going to complete the top 5 after a top 5 last week at Kentucky. Then you got Aaron Williams Jr., our winner from last week. He's 6th. Jacob Lawler 7th. Sean Galligan 8th. Michael Norman currently in 9th. And 10th place is Jake Cole. Right now, Hendrick Motorsports, last week I was talking about with Aaron Williams Jr.'s win that Hendrick Motorsports might have finally gotten their program together. We got 3 Hendrick cars now inside the top 10 for this race.
Yeah, Hendrick Motorsports have been working hard. The people there have been working hard trying to get their cars together and get their program in line for races, for more races like this, helping to get contending with the win here.
Jeffrey Buckeye, Sean Henley, Barney Ward, they are going to all be 1 lap down. Drivers out of the race that we have so far are John Cittadino, who came in 2nd in points. Also, Richard Johnson, James McLeod, the points leader, Austin Ogo, Zach Campbell, Jake Rogers, and Rohit Vedaravu. And, there were some other drivers there that retired from this race that we really didn't talk about. One of them is Rohit Vedaravu, who's trying to get a wild card spot in the chase.
Yeah, he's working on it. He's in the top 20 in points. He's got to get a win. He's got to get, I believe, another win if I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah, right. Yep, he's got to get another win.
Yeah, it would definitely give him some added insurance. Right now, his teammates out in front. And I think for Danny Wells, do you want to have this thing go into a long green flag run, or do you really want to have these cautions keep coming out and keep leading under the yellow flag?
Well, anybody can. In my opinion, sissies can win races under caution flags. You have to have a car that's good enough on a green flag run to, in my eyes, to prove that you actually deserve the win. I'm not just saying that because Danny Wells is leading, but I mean that for anybody. You know what I'm getting at?
I do understand exactly what you're saying. And right now, Danny Wells, though, we're under caution again. But Danny Wells did a good job actually holding the lead from Derek Reed and Trent Whitney. So they're going to come out of turn 4 again. The yellow flag is out. And I'm not certain, but I think this could have actually happened up near the front of the field. It sounded like it, and that might not be a good thing for some drivers. Ralph Mason's one of them. Oh, Dylan Pote. Tweenix Racing's not having a good day today.
No, Tweenix Racing has certainly, in the past few races, have been struggling from what I've noticed. Just Dylan Pote probably caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Joshua Michaels, the rookie in the 10, he's on pit road. That smoke we see is coming from the Ralph Mason machine. We'll see if anybody else was in it. Oh, yep, P2 London, the 26 was involved. There may have been a little bit of damage on Whito Savotas' machine, as well as Anthony McCurry, too. They may have gotten slight pieces of this. As the Andy Fox Late Model Series Fry's Toyota is definitely done for the day. And again, a few more drivers running well in points involved in this incident, namely Dylan Pote, who came in 7th in the standings.
Yes. This is just a horrible day turning out for these guys. They're hoping these guys can get better finishes so they can put themselves in a good spot for the chase.
We're under the caution for the second time today. Let's go back and look at a replay of what happened. Take a look here at what happened. Looks like teammates again bring out the second caution. This time the 2 drivers from Michael Waltrip Racing. And I think P2 London was just held up behind the slower lap car of Sean Henley, but he gets turned by his teammate George Roque, and he's going to get that inside retaining wall, and that's not a safer barrier either.
No, that was a hard hit. And he's going to come right back up into traffic.
And unfortunately, it's going to come right up in front of, I think it's going to be that 10 car of Joshua Michaels, maybe even Dylan Pote there. Oh,
Wait a
silver.
minute. Look at the 16. The 16's going to the grass right there. Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness, look at the 26 of P2 London, and then he's going to get hit while upside down right there by Ralph Mason.
Check ahead. There might be something up ahead.
Let's find the 16 of Jordan Davis. Oh, wait
a minute. I think Pote just blew up.
Here's the incident you were talking. I think Pote actually had some contact with Joshua Michaels. We'll have to look back at that. Oh, right there was what you were saying. Yep, Emilio Navarrete got into Jordan Davis. And then Matthew Rodriguez turns Whito Savotas, and Anthony McCurry gets caught up in this.
I want to keep an eye on that 78 car.
Well, there's Poti. Let's rewind it here. See if
Yeah, look, it looked like he blew up. I don't. Well, he might have gotten in the 10 car.
let's see if he got a little piece of something here. Yep,
Oh
right
yeah,
there. Right
yep,
there
right
with the
there.
left front. He got the 26.
I was looking because it didn't look like he had a lot of damage on that 78 car.
And I was right in front of his Twinks Racing teammate, Mary Cole. So we had two different incidents take place. One with a car spinning from the apron back up to the into the traffic in turn one, and then Anthony McCurry, Matthew Rodriguez, and Wyatt Savotas on the high side getting together in turn one.
The 11 car just sideswiped Dylan like he wasn't even there.
Yeah, he did. He carried way too much speed into that corner, and that could have been even worse there for the 78. But I have a feeling Poteet may be retiring from this race. Obviously, Pichu London, after that wild ride, he'll probably be DNFing too. So we're under the caution for the second time today. Let's go back for yet another restart. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Danny Wells still the leader. Derek Reed is in second. Trent Whitney currently is in third. Callum Wales in fourth, and Jacob Lawler is now in fifth. His teammate Jake Cole is in sixth. Seventh place is going to be Sean Galligan. Aaron Williams Jr. is eighth. Adam Chambers, who's actually fourth in points, he's up here now inside the top 10 in ninth. And Trent Dunham is going to complete the top 10 now in the Sega Chevrolet. So we're seeing a few drivers popping their heads up here in the top 10.
Yeah, these guys are slowly working their way up to the front. Danny Wells right now is a happy camper, but we're gonna have to see when these guys start making pit stops as well.
Now, Danny Wells, he may not only be trying to win this race, he may be also, to try to get himself in the top 10 points, but he also may be trying to win this race just in case he needs to fall back on a wild card position, in case he has a bad finish next week at Homestead-Miami. So, pretty good strategy here with a good qualifying run and staying out in front there for the NOS Energy Chevy.
Yes, I'm looking at the live scoring, and if he wins this race, he possibly could be the second wild card with 2 wins, tying himself with Anthony McCurry and Rohit Vedarvu.
So we're going to have to see if Danny Wells can still hold on, as it looks like he's going to have a little bit of trouble with the lap cars this time. Buckeye, Henley, and Barney Ward. But no, this time he's actually going to get the run. He'll get around, and we're going to have to keep an eye back here on these slower lap cars because they caused some problems before. And oh, they're 4 wide, and there goes Jake Cole around in the back.
Oh man.
And they're just going to start all piling in. There's Charles Jackson, Tim Walsh, Eric Burton, Jordan Davis, Silver Fox, Hayden Klein. I think anybody that was behind him got a piece of that.
Yeah, I see that. That's a tough break for that 44 team.
McCurry, you were just talking about him being one of the possible wildcard drivers. He's got damage. 2 drivers from Joe Gibbs, Charles Jackson, and Wyatt Savotas have damage. There's Adam Chambers, he's damaged. Little buckle on the hood of the Amp Energy Chevy of Michael Norman. Navarrete may have some damage too. DeMarco. And this one, I don't. Oh, we got pit stops going on here, so we'll stick with these guys. But from what I saw, it looked like somebody turned the 44 round. That's a tough break for Jake Cole, who's 37th in points. He was en route to maybe a top 10 finish today.
Yeah, that was just. I don't want to say uncalled for, but it's not much you can do. But you have lap traffic in the way, slower cars, and you just have nowhere to go, and you can't carry the speed you need off the corner.
Pit stops here on lap 13, coming on to lap 14. What do you think? What kind of strategy are we going to see here early on?
Well, I don't really, with this track being the way it is, I don't see 2 tires being a good way to go. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see a couple people take 2 tires, and some people take 4, or maybe just fuel only. So we're gonna have to see when it comes down as it comes down to it.
Saw a few other drivers there on pit road that may have been involved in that incident. Dylan Young and Mary Cole, and looks like Danny Wells. They're going to go with the right sides at least. See if they're going to go with 4.
There's,
Yep, they're going to all go with 4 tire stops, so they're going with your strategy. And Derek Reed's going to try and beat Danny Wells off pit road, and he did. The 13 had a much quicker pit stop.
oh yes, the 13 car didn't have to contend with a lot of cars right at the beginning. He was able to get fast pit stop, get him off pit road, and maintain pit road speed coming off, and he goes from second to first.
So Derek Reed's going to be the new leader after pit stops. Let's take a look and see what brought out this latest caution. Here's a look at what happened, and there it is right there. Adam Chambers is going to be the one that turns Jake Cole.
Right there's the lap car of the 29. He just got right in the way. Caused the 44 car to kind of slow up, and the 43 just kept his foot in the gas and just ran right up into him.
And I think, oh, then
Uh,
Chambers gets hit
Well,
by Michael
Norm got
Norman.
damaged there.
And here comes everybody else. Everybody else just didn't slow down. I'm surprised that these guys didn't try to slow down.
Uh,
They all just tried driving through it.
43 has the 88 pinned in the wall, and then he's got the 5 trying to come right behind him. The 5's following his teammate straight through it. You got the 33. He doesn't look to have that much damage. He kind of made it through. And then you got a Voltas who ran into the back of people. Then you got McCurry just trying to. They're all just trying to get through it. You got Matthew Rodriguez. His car's pretty torn up.
And the 99 of Eric Burton almost went through, but then right there, he hits the 44. And I think, if I'm tallying this right, I think all three of the Joe Gibbs racing cars got involved in this incident. I think the 11, 20, and 18 all left with some damage.
Uh, Yeah, it's just a tough break. It's the last thing you want to see as a team owner is having all your cars in a wreck. Just look at me. I'm a team owner, and whenever I see that 3 car in the Mobile One wrecked or the truck in Oreo wrecked, I just look at my pocket. I'm like, there you go.
Yep. So we're under the caution for the third time today. Michael Waltrip Racing started out this race really well with 3 drivers inside the top 6. Their woes are continuing as we're under the yellow flag. Let's go back to green. So we're getting ready to go under the green flag here. Derek Reed after pit stops, and I don't know why I put it on slow-mo. But, yep, big fail on my part. Oh, boy. So Derek Reed is going to be...
Guys, you don't know how much fun we have up here.
Oh, we have way too much fun. Too much fun that's legal than is legally possible. So anyway, Derek Reed is the leader. Danny Wells got out second. Third was Callum Wales. Fourth was Emilio Navarrete. He's doing pretty well right now there for that 5 team. And Jacob Lawler, pretty much we could say he's the lone Michael Waltrip Racing driver right now, currently in 5th place.
Last man standing. And he's in the top 10.
Sean Galligan 6th, 7th Trent Whitney. Trent Dunham in 8th. Oh, George Roque is up here in 9th. Okay, so we do have another Michael Waltrip Racing car doing well. And Alex DeMarco will complete the top 10.
Got a couple damaged cars. What about Trent? Is Trent a lap down?
No, Trent is actually in the top 10. I think he's currently in 8th, 9th, 8th place.
Huh.
And we got some slower cars up ahead. A few cars in the tail end of the lead lap. And Mary Cole, Jake Cole, and Barney Ward. This is going to be trouble for these leaders to have to contend with. Oh, he's going to split the gap as Derek Reed.
And going straight through the middle. Now the only question is, what about Dan? Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
George Roque, Derek Reed, Danny Wells.
That is not what Danny Wells wanted to see right now. Danny.
Oh my goodness, that was 3 drivers that were in the top 10 for this restart, and now Callum Wales has inherited the lead.
Kevin Wells is an unhappy camper right now.
Oh my goodness. I thought we were going to have some good race in there with drivers working their way through the lap traffic, but the top 2 just got taken out.
Well, that's the product of those lap cars, I'm telling you, I wish they would do some. I wish they would do something about this, because I've noticed a lot that the lap cars have been getting in the way and causing people to wreck or screwing somebody over. But it's just a product of racing, I guess. And if only this game had double file restarts and sent those cars to the back. But I feel for Danny Wells right now. I'm sure if we can't technically listen to his radio because it's not TV friendly right now, but you got to feel for Danny Wells. He was dominant all race long.
And Danny Wells and Derek Reed both actually trying to work their way into the top 10 in points or pick up their second win of the season, as Danny came in 16th, Derek Reed came in 19th in points, and that's a tough break for both of them. That just completely changed the aspect of this race, as Callum Wales is currently the leader. He's looking for his second win of the season, as he won earlier on at Talladega. As he inherits the lead, let's take a look and see what happened to give him the lead here today at Homestead. Well, here it was. This was 4 wide. The 13 and the 31, ironically reverse numbers there, side by side in the middle of lap traffic. And let's see who's going to make the first piece of contact.
And it almost looks like the 22 is shoving the 25, and then they both get tight right there, and it just shoves the the 22 right into the 31 into the 13.
Oh man, that is just a tough break for both Danny Wells and Derek Reed. Undoubtedly, two of the strongest cars of the day so far.
Oh, the 19 got involved in it right there too.
Yes, I swiped
The,
Buckeye a little bit.
the 55 was in it.
I didn't see how Roke got involved. Did he just get spun out by somebody, or did he hit the
I,
four?
I, I think he might have went a little high and got into the loose stuff.
Because
I'm
I
not entirely sure. Oh yeah, and I have just noticed this is a really, really tough break for that 13 for Derek Reed because he already has one win, and had he have won this race, that would have moved him in front of Arvu and put him in the second wild card spot going into Arizona.
Yeah, both he and Danny Wells basically in the same boat. If they had won, they could have possibly clinched themselves a chase spot by getting a wild card position.
Absolutely.
That is just a tough break for both those drivers who really had stellar pieces here today, and this is certainly going to change how this race is going to end and who the winner is going to be. As we're going to head back to green, I think we're going to be nearing the halfway point here in the Ford EcoBoost 400. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The top 10 looks much different now as Danny Wells and Derek Reed have both made their exit from this race. Callum Wales is the leader, Emilio Navarrete now second. Third is Sean Galligan, fourth is Jacob Lawler, fifth is Trent Whitney, sixth is Trent Dunham, Kyle Sosnowski seventh, Aaron Williams Jr. is in eighth, ninth is Alex DeMarco, and completing the top 10 now is the tied Ford of Cole Daly.
You know, I just noticed something. With Rohit Vedarvu finishing dead last, there's only about a 5 to 6 point difference between where he is in 17th and the 20th place of Matthew Rodriguez. So there's a good chance that even Rohit Vedarvu might fall out of the top 20 in points.
And that would certainly not be something that he would want to have happen, but with the trouble that's been had here as the green flag comes back out, Vedarvu still may have a chance of getting a wild card spot because of trouble with drivers that are right around him in points with one win.
Oh, we had a wreck. Oh, the poor Mary Cole was around.
And that's going to bring out the yellow yet again as they're going to go 3 wide back here. This is a battle for third between Jacob Lawler and Sean Galligan. And looks like Lawler is going to take that position off the corner. And this is again another big break for the leader, this time being Callum Wales. Hopefully it was a single car incident. We'll take a look and see. Nope. Looks like Sean Henley, Tweenix Racing teammate.
Once again, another Tweenix car.
Boy, Tweenix has just not done well today. Dylan Poteet and James McLeod, they've already DNF'd. Mary Cole with more damage, and now Sean Henley is smoking, and that's pretty much fatal signs right there.
Yeah, this is definitely not a good day for Sean Henley as he has taken his car back to the garage.
Defending Snickers Cup Series champ back behind the wall. There was a big story on the possibility of all 4 Tweenix cars making the chase, and right now, the way Homestead-Miami's playing out, that may not happen. Now, let's see here. Are they going to make pit stops? Nope. They're not coming down pit road.
Nope.
Callum Wales is going to stay out. So we'll take a look at a replay of what put us under the yellow for, I believe, now the 4th time here today at Homestead. Well, here's a look at what happened. 2 lap cars for Tweenix Racing. We've seen a lot of teammates get together so far today. We ended up having George Roke and Pichu London get together, and now here's these 2 Tweenix cars. And, oh, wow, Trent Whitney going to get involved. That's a tough break for him. He was just inside the top 10, and Trent Dunham nearly got into it.
It was a lucky break for those that missed it, but just Mary Cole and Sean Henley, I guess, just ran out of room, ran out of racetrack.
And really, there's a lot of trouble for a lot of drivers running well in points. Sean Henley, 6th in points. Mary Cole, 9th in points and 4th in rookie standings. I think really, with the way it's looking like we could have some new players inside the top 10 in the standings after today.
Yeah, it very well could be that way. Just looking at the points and what's all gone on today.
Well, let's go back to green, see if we can actually get into a green flag run here, as we've been working caution after caution since the drop of the green flag. We are past the halfway point here at Homestead. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing again, this time on lap 27 of 41. It should give us a total of 15 to go, I do believe. The leader is Callum Wales, as mentioned. Second place is going to be Emilio Navarrete, Jacob Lawler third, Sean Gallagher fourth, Aaron Williams Jr. now up in fifth, Cole Daly is in sixth, seventh Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson's been able to rebound back for eighth, Kyle Sosnowski ninth, and Chris Dollerton is now inside the top 10 there for Richard Childress Racing.
Richard Childress Racing's been getting their cars up there pretty good. And I'm going to revert back to what you said earlier this race, and I do believe now that there's going to be a huge, possibly a huge shakeup in this for this chase, for the battle for the chase and the wild card spots.
We've had, I believe, I'm trying to look through here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the top 10 in points have retired from this race already.
Yep, so this is going to be huge. We got a, I don't want to say 7, I guess, 13-point difference between James McLeod and John Cittadino right now for the points lead, and then another 4 points for Bonnie Ward. So, you can have like I said, we can have a huge shakeup now.
Oh, and there goes Chris Dollerton. He just got turned. Here coming to the green flag. And he was inside the top 10.
Oh my gosh.
Good grief, these drivers who are running up inside the top 10 just getting taken out right and left, and that I do not think was anything due to a lap car.
No, he had to have gotten run over.
I don't know who it was, but Chris Dollerton I don't think is going to be that happy with whoever it was. We'll find out in a moment. It's going to come out to turn 4. Callum Wales leads under the yellow again. Oh boy, I don't know if we're going to get into any green flag run. I think we really got to hope these guys can get to 10 laps to go so we can get to single file restarts, because these double wide restarts are just not working out.
I certainly hope so too.
Callum Wales the leader. We're going to have to see what happened now. Chris Dollerton, yet another RCR car who was running well today, taken out here. And we're going to have to find out who did the turning. Here was Chris Dollerton was in 10th. Alex DeMarco in 11th, and the 19's just going to dump the 33.
I believe that Chris Dollerton was spinning his tires, trying to get a good restart in the 19, and just ran straight into the back of him. Because the rule is you can't pass before that start-finish line, and on the inside that is, and he just pretty much had nowhere to go. I don't think he meant to turn him. I think he meant to just try to bump him and trying to get him up to speed.
Now, Richard Childress Racing, man, are they having tough luck here today? Them and Tweenix Racing, those two Chevy teams. You got Rohit Vidarvu finishing dead last. Barney Ward, who came in third in points, he's out of the race. Danny Wells, who was battling for the lead, getting taken out with lap cars. And now Chris Dollerton, who was en route to a possible top 10, getting taken out here.
Yeah, this has been a really insane race. And we thought, the Arizona's probably going to be a wild card for this since it was the last race in the chase. But this is turning out to be pretty much as big as a wild card as like Talladega would be inside the chase for the chase for the title.
Absolutely, and thinking too, Arizona, with what's going on here with drivers inside the top 10 in points having trouble, that I think is just going to up the ante next week with drivers desperately trying to get themselves into the chase due to the bad luck they're having here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We are under the caution one more time, and Michael gave me some good news. He thinks that we're going to be under 10 laps to go when we go back to green next time, which means we'll be under a single file restart. So maybe, just maybe, we can race it clean and green to the checkers. Getting ready to go back under the green flag. We'll have 10 laps to go in this event, and it is going to be a single file restart. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to actually get some good green flag racing here at Homestead-Miami. The leader is Callum Wales. Second is Jacob Lawler. Aaron Williams Jr. is now up to third. Fourth is Sean Gallagher. Fifth place is Kyle Sosnowski. Then it's Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson, Alex DeMarco, George Roque, and Hayden Klein somehow. Look at that car. That's all damaged up. He's in the top 10.
I can't believe that.
And am I seeing things, or is that Derek Reed in 11th? That is Derek Reed, the 13 who was battling for the lead.
What? With no hood and everything.
And he's up here now in the 11th position. I don't believe it.
I think Derek Reed's hoping that everybody in front of him wrecks.
12th place, Emilio Navarrete. James Silverfox in 13th. 14th place is going to be... I guess the first lap car,
Um,
Jeffrey
I,
Buckeye.
I noticed we're missing a lot of the field right there.
We are.
Did we miss something?
I don't know for certain. Michael Norman, Mary Cole, they're out of the race. Adam Chambers out of the race. Yeah, I think we did miss something. I don't know what happened there.
We got 13 cars left on the lead lap, and I saw Mary Cole, so I know she's not out of the race.
We're going to have to, if we do get a caution flag, hopefully we won't, but if we do get a caution, we're going to have to look back and see what happened there because, yeah, there's no rhyme, no reason for Adam Chambers or Michael Norman being out of the race. Anyway, up front three have broken away. That pretty much due to that slower lap car of Jeffrey Buckeye. Now Galligan has cleared him. He's in 4th place. So maybe, it looks like it may come down between these top 5. Wales, Lawler, Williams Jr., Galligan, and Kyle Sosnowski.
I got 200 cars, and you know who I'm rooting for. That's definitely not that 48 car, but...
Callum Wales, though, I'm trying to see where he is in points. He's 29th in points. Now, he's trying to go for his second win of the season. It is still mathematically possible for Callum Wales to get into the chase. The only thing he's got to hope is if he does win this race, that Anthony McCurry, Austin Ogo, drivers like that that are 2-time winners this season do not fall outside of the top 10 in points after next week's race at Arizona, and that no other drivers that have a win this season pick up a win at Arizona next week. Otherwise than that, if Callum Wales can work himself into the top 20 in points and win this race, he could put himself into a wild card spot.
He'll have to be determined, though. He's 29th in points, so he'll have to be determined.
And how about Jacob Lawler? He's been doing a great job today. Pretty much the only Michael Waltrip racing car that hasn't been involved in something. Currently in 2nd place. He's 14th in points, and with all the drivers we were talking about that have had hard luck today, he could find himself inside the top 10 in points after today.
Yeah, he's been on a roll. The 15 car, he's looking for the win. I wouldn't be surprised to see him challenging Callum Wells here at any time now. And then you got Aaron Williams Jr. behind him. He's been on a hot streak as of late, and I'm sure he's looking to go back-to-back on his wins.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. The last time these drivers won, Callum Wales, his last win came at Talladega earlier on this season. Aaron Williams Jr., of course, his last win came last week at Kentucky. But Jacob Lawler, his last victory came at the Season 4 Daytona 500. It's been a long time since Lawler's been to Victory Lane, a Snickers Cup Series event.
Absolutely, and having that long of a streak just makes you want it even more.
I think it's been quite a while for Sean Galligan, too. I'm trying to remember when his last win came. I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, I think his last win came at Quarter Slammer last season. So, and that was, I believe, race number 7 or 8 of the season. So it's been a while for him to go to Victory Lane, too.
Oh, yeah.
And Galligan also, let's see, he's currently...
Yeah, you got Galligan. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but you got Galligan all over that back bumper in that 24.
Yes, you do, and we've got a battle for the lead. Jacob Lawler's gotten to the inside of Callum Wales for the top spot. And this was with 5 laps to go, so I think we're going to see a lot more of this now between these top 5 drivers who have definitely split away. I think it's going to be between these 5 guys, because Trent Dunham in 6th, he's quite a ways back.
Yeah, Trent Dunham is trying to fight his way up there.
Wow, Galligan really wants to get by Aaron Williams Jr. Looks like he's going to do it. And going back to Galligan.
Moved out of the way.
Going back to Galligan. Galligan comes into this race 24th in points. Right now, he definitely has a guaranteed spot in the Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. He's in the top 10 in Moblin Cup Series points. He may make that chase. Galligan, I don't know if it's still possible, but if Galligan gets a good finish today, maybe a win, and then gets maybe another win next week, Galligan could go for the trifecta and make all 3 chases.
Man, that would be something. Yeah, Callum Wells all over the back bumper of that 15 car. He's looking for the lead again.
These 2 seem to be the 2 that are going to settle it here. When we come around next time, it's going to be only 2 laps to go. These drivers, these 5, they were pretty much contending for 3rd place, and that's allowing Callum Wales and Jacob Lawler to get away. And now, if you're Callum Wales, when do you make your move, and where do you make your move?
Well, it depends on how strong of a car you think that the 15 car has. If you think he's bad in traffic, then you might want to...
He's turning him! He's turning him!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he got the wall! Kyle
And,
Sosnowski.
and Aaron Williams gets through and is passing Sean Galligan for the lead.
Oh my goodness. Callum Wales just turned Lawler, and Aaron Williams Jr., right place, right time, comes down to receive the white flag and the caution flag. Aaron Williams Jr. goes back to back.
Wow, what a lucky break for Aaron Williams. He's going to be very, very excited about that.
But what a heartbreak for Lawler, Callum Wales, Kyle Sosnowski, 3 of the top 5 here in the closing 10 laps.
I can't believe that. That was just some hard racing right there.
Wow, I thought maybe, just maybe, Callum Wales would get off of Lawler. It was not the case, and Aaron Williams Jr., what a show of veteranship there as he was able to work his way through that. He was literally still full speed, and he didn't get a piece of that wreck at all.
Look who's moved up to third.
Trent Dunham in the Sega Chevrolet. George Roke's now up to 4th after this.
Man.
And the top 5 is going to be completed by Charles Jackson in the 20 as out of turn 4 for the final time. Who would have thought it? Aaron Williams Jr., 12th in points, won last week. This may get him into the chase today. His 2nd win of the season, his 2nd straight victory in a row as he comes down to receive the checkered flag in the Ford Ecoboost 400 at Homestead-Miami. Aaron Williams takes the checkers.
Yeah, that's an awesome day for that 24 team. Congratulations to my teammate there, Aaron Williams. He deserved it. He fought his heart out today, and just a tough break for Callum Wells and Jacob Lawler.
And right now, Aaron Williams may be trying to set a historical mark. If indeed this win gets him into the chase, Aaron Williams will be the first driver in NNSCRA history to represent the 24 in a Snickers Cup Series chase.
Man, that's quite a feat right there.
Last week it was win number 2 for the 24 historically. This week, win number 3. And I'll tell you what, this is the kind of momentum you want heading into the chase too.
Oh yes, definitely. Just look at Tony Stewart. He didn't get a single win until the chase, and he won like 5 races. This could be the opposite, but Aaron Williams could get the job done.
As always, we're going to show you guys your official top 10. Galligan, he almost got taken out in that wreck. He did a good job holding on to get 2nd place. Trent Dunham, as you said, what an incredible run for him. He came out of nowhere to finish in the top 5.
Absolutely. I'm looking at the top 10, and I'm surprised at who finished in the 10th spot.
Derek Reed, who was leading at one point, comes back to finish in 10th place. Unbelievable. And look at some of these other names up here. DeMarco, he gets 6th. Jacob Lawler, he got turned by Callum Wales. He's still going to get 7th place. 8th place is going to be Emilio Navarrete. So Hendrick Motorsports, another good run there for that 5 team. And Hayden Klein, who came in 5th in points, 2nd in rookie points. He's going to survive for 9th place.
This is a good run for these guys, especially you got 2 Hendrick Motorsports drivers in the top 10. And just a good run, the 13 car. Can't believe he managed to finish 10th out of that. He got a fantastic run out of all that.
2 Hendrick cars, 2 Michael Walter Racing cars, 2 Joe Gibbs cars finishing here in the top 10. And I think we can safely say this race, for all those drivers, from green flag to checkered flag, was really about survival.
Absolutely. Especially with the way this track was.
This is certainly going to shake up the points. I can't even right now mathematically figure out who's going to be the points leader after today's race. It could be Hayden Klein with the way the points are just so close. And it would be the first time this season Hayden Klein would be the points leader. That may be the case. I think he came in only 19 points back from James McLeod. Let me just actually look here. He finishes in 19th with 15, or make that, what was I saying,
Yep.
19 points back?
Yep, you're right, 19 points behind.
19 points behind. That means that James McLeod would have to have finished in 29th or worse, and McLeod finished in 38th place. So I do believe Hayden Klein, for the first time this season, is going to be the Snickers Cup Series points leader.
I believe so, yeah.
Unbelievable here today. Aaron Williams Jr., his 2nd straight Snickers Cup Series victory here in the 24 car. That may have gotten him into the chase. But the big question is, who else is going to be in the chase? We may not know until the checker flag waves at Arizona due to what went down here today at Homestead.
Absolutely. You never expect what's going to happen next. Expect the unexpected, they say. And Seth, before we close out, I got one thing to ask and to say to everybody.
Alrighty.
I have scheduled a press conference at Michael Norman Motorsports for a big announcement right before the chase. So I just want to let you know, that there's going to be a huge press conference. Something exciting is going to happen.
And that conference is actually going to be aired here on the Usher Sports Channel, so hope you guys will be tuning in for that exciting news. It pertains to Season 6 in the Snickers Cup Series, and it is a very, very big announcement. But Michael, going back to this race, I want to thank you for joining me for this event.
Absolutely. This is, like I said, this is always fun to do. I feel like Carl Edwards when he gets to go up to the broadcast booth and do it too. This is fun, especially watching these drivers race. And it shows true talent by these guys, and I get to see what kind of competition I could have coming up in the future.
Alright, so congratulations to Aaron Williams Jr. on his second straight Snickers Cup Series victory. Congratulations to Hayden Klein on getting the points lead, and congratulations to me for having an epic fail by putting the restart in slow-mo.
Yeah, right.
So hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. Also be sure to subscribe to Michael Norman's channel, McKinleyMan93. Link to his channel is in the description. Here comes your official results, point standings, rookie points, heading into the season finale for the regular season next week at Arizona before the chase begins. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.
At its best.
Thank you.